Today marks the 20th anniversary of the bombing of the federal building in Oklahoma City. The bombing killed 168 people and left behind hundreds of millions of dollars in damage. Several hundred people have gathered at the site to commemorate the anniversary. The ceremony began at 9:02 Central Time, which was when the bomb was detonated. President Bill Clinton spoke at the ceremony and had this to say.
For a whole country, you burned away all the petty squabbles in which we engaged, leaving only our basic humanity. I mostly came here to thank you today.
Thank you, Michael, for your beautiful... Ryan Nobles is in Oklahoma City with more on how the city has changed 20 years later. Take a listen.
It is often the first thing people think of when they hear Oklahoma City.
This explosion that's happened at the federal court building in downtown Oklahoma City.
Someone had detonated a Ryder truck filled with explosives outside the building. The explosion destroyed or damaged more than 300 buildings in a 16-block radius and killed 168 people.
The bombing in Oklahoma City was an attack on innocent children and defenseless citizens.
Within days, the two men behind the attack were behind bars. An Oklahoma State trooper pulled over Army veteran Timothy McVeigh for driving without a license plate 90 minutes after the attack. Shortly before his release, 2 days later, he was recognized as a bombing suspect. His accomplice, Terry Nichols, turned himself in the same day. McVeigh was convicted and given the death penalty. He was executed in 2001.
Timothy James McVeigh has been executed by lethal injection.
Nichols was also convicted and is serving life in prison. In the years after the tragedy, Oklahoma City banded together to turn the tragedy into something positive. They built this solemn memorial on the site of the former Murrah Federal Building. It was dedicated exactly 5 years after the bombing took place. Each victim is honored with a symbolic chair, including 19 smaller chairs in honor of the children that died. The selfless actions that average people took in the moments after the bombing and beyond became known as the Oklahoma Standard. As they gather today to remember the fallen, organizers are asking everyone to recommit to that standard, a principle that lives on 2 decades after terror ripped through this city. In Oklahoma City, I'm Ryan Nobles reporting.